feel beauty rising.
Hi, I'm Sue Skasky from Vermont Volunteer Services for Animals Humane Society, and welcome to our show For the Animals. Today we have a reoccurring, backed by popular demand guest, Adam Steinberg from Yoga to Go, and he's here to do another cooking show with us.
Thank you, Sue.
No, thank you, because we get to have the food, and today we've got four recipes. The first one is out of this world. It's a mock salmon, and Adam, talk to me about it.
I came across it out of the Vitamix cookbook, and I was attracted to it mostly because it's carrot-based, but it's also got almonds, so there's protein in it, and it's cruelty-free.
There you go.
Isn't that wonderful?
You know, we were talking a little bit about salmon being very, on the computer recently, being very bad for you. Did you look that up?
I didn't look that up, but most fish in the oceans have high levels of mercury, which is a known carcinogen. And there's a lot of other hazardous minerals in fish found in the ocean. And we're overfishing the oceans, so they estimate by the year 2050 there'll be no more fish.
Well, there goes the oxygen as well. That's okay.
So this mock salmon can save the oceans.
Okay, so the ingredients in the mock salmon are
Carrots. We've got carrots here. Parsley, beautiful parsley.
Does it matter whether you use the flat leaf or the curly?
I think it's personal preference.
Okay.
I like the flat because I think it's more beautiful. But other people may be more attracted to the curly.
Okay.
So they should definitely opt for the curly. And then we've got lemon juice. So it's a half a cup of lemon juice, fresh lemons, nothing with preservatives.
And you told me when I pulled out my bottle of preserved or lemon juice that it was preserved, so that was not good.
And fresh lemons taste better. I even grind up the lemons with the pips.
I know you did.
There's an actual cold remedy made out of grapefruit seed extract.
Okay.
And that lemon seeds may or may not contain the same active ingredient for colds, but why not? It can't be bad.
Okay. Also prune pits.
Prune pits.
I know those are good.
I don't eat prune pits, so.
That is, a friend of mine was undergoing cancer treatment, and one of the things that he was supposed to eat were the pits of prunes. Okay, so what else?
Thanks, Sue.
You're welcome.
So there's kelp powder. Kelp powder you can find at your local health food store.
And so kelp powder is,
It's a sea vegetable,
okay,
although it doesn't come in bags, so it's, how does it look? It's like, it's seaweed, basically.
oh, okay.
It's salty, it's got a fish-like taste, it's delicious. And then there's a lot of minerals in that. Dulse would be the other sea vegetable.
And the dulse, we called around a couple of places. You got this at the co-op?
Yes, the Upper Valley Food Co-op, my favorite place to spend money.
DULSE flakes. And this is,
A sea vegetable with a lot of minerals, micronutrients.
okay,
And then we've also got sea salt.
and the difference between sea salt and regular salt?
Regular salt is more processed, and sea salt is perfect for this recipe because that's where the salmon come from.
Okay. And?
And then we've got almonds, which are soaked for approximately 8 hours. That is where the preparation time comes from, for 8 hours. I took a little shortcut. I took slivered almonds and I put some boiling water in there and I soaked them, and they get really soft.
Now, are these salted or unsalted?
Unsalted and raw.
Okay.
So raw nuts have much higher nutrition content. And actually almonds, I'm glad you brought that up, Sue. Almonds are now being pasteurized by the government because they found some pathogen and somebody got sick. But people have been eating almonds forever, and one person gets sick. So it's another opportunity for the government to start pasteurizing. I mean, meat, dairy, everything gets pasteurized, even though in its raw essence it's healthier.
Would you explain the process of pasteurizing for me?
Other than high heat, Sue, I'm not sure I qualified to elaborate on that, but I
Okay.
would love to.
And the negative part of pasteurization would be?
Well, high heat kills nutrients.
Okay,
So basically, I mean, vegetables, nuts, anything heated over 120 degrees kills a lot of the enzymes that our bodies would normally use to digest the food.
okay.
It kills nutrition.
And is this something that you cook, or can you cook it? I know we did not cook it,
We did not cook it,
but can it be
and I would
cooked?
expect our wonderful audience out there not to cook it.
All right,
So it saves energy because we don't have to cook it. And because it's a raw food, it's more nutritious.
but if you wanted it warm, a long time ago, I used to love salmon on the grill. I would take it with mustard, olive oil, and sear it on either side. And I wonder if you could do the same with this as far as making it hot.
I look forward to doing that with you, Sue, this
Okay.
summer. We'll have
Another
to try
idea
that.
for a show.
A great
But
idea.
what we did is we took, after Adam pureed all the ingredients, we took it, rolled it into a ball, and we have capers, lemon, red raw onion, and tofuti. And tofuti is,
Tofuti is soybean curd.
okay, and it tastes just like cream cheese. And I used to love smoked salmon, so we have people in the audience today, so we're going to pass this out. And if you'd like the recipes for any of these, by the way, you can get them by going on our website or
Yoga to Go. We're based out of Canaan, New Hampshire, and we bring yoga to the people.
your email or your website would be.
My phone number is 603-667-7915, and my email address is yogatogo, YOGATOGO, NHVT as in New Hampshire, Vermont, @gmail.com. How does that taste, Sue?
I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making this up. This tastes exactly like salmon, smoked salmon, with the lemon, the capers, the tofuti, and the raw onion. It is out of this world. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Sue.
Okay, so the next recipe is,
It's pineapple and cilantro.
and that's all it is.
That's all it is.
And you know, it's awesome. It doesn't sound like it would be complete, but it really is. So would you explain that one?
Well, there's fresh pineapple, not canned, no corn syrup. Corn syrup is the most processed food, they're trying to eliminate that. But by providing fresh juice and fresh green herbs, we're getting a lot of antioxidants.
Oh, and cilantro. We made a call into a nutritionist just before the show, and he told us about the benefits of cilantro. Antioxidant. It's also a cleansing. He said that if you ate a head of cilantro in a day,
Every day.
every day, oh, it was every day?
Every day.
Well, that you would be very clean and very
There's protein in it.
protein.
It's good for everything, and it tastes delicious,
It does.
especially with fresh pineapple. Wait until our audience tries it. They're going to be gaga.
Okay, so go ahead, make that one up.
All right. So we'll start by putting in, what we did was we separated the servings. So normally you would take a whole pineapple and a whole head of cilantro.
You know what, that confused me. When you say a head of cilantro, you're talking about a bunch.
A bunch, let's say a
Okay.
bunch.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you for that clarification, Sue.
Well, I couldn't figure out what part of cilantro was a head.
Would you help me here and
Sure.
just to speed things up?
Okay, so do you want the stems or no?
No stems, ideally just leaves.
Okay,
So,
how about if I do this?
wow, you are fast.
Here's a practice.
And so this will be the half
Okay,
pineapple that we've already not drank.
all right.
And Sue will be cutting that up for us. Thank you so much, Sue.
You're welcome.
And sometimes you can put in the core. We'll see what happens with that. I may trim the core off soon.
Okay.
but it's much quicker to do it.
Can this be,
I love your quarter cut.
you love the what?
Your quarter cut,
Oh,
four
okay.
pieces. That's great for getting rid of the core.
Can you use canned pineapple? I mean, I know it's not the same, but can you
No,
use
it's
it?
not the same. No, the idea of this is to get away from processed food.
Okay, so this would not be available all year round then? You want to use your fruits and your vegetables and to season it there?
Right.
Well, okay.
I almost got in a bind today. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to find fresh pineapple. So I came very close to buying frozen pineapple. And there are some organic brands. But I'm not exactly sure on how many pesticides are in pineapple. Since
Well,
they're grown out of the country, I'm hoping not many.
But you said something over to me that I want to ask you before you blend, if I could. And at first I thought it was a joke, that organic vegetables and produce may contain more carcinogens than pesticide-treated produce?
Yes, I work with somebody, and one of his children came home with a textbook that had a picture. And in the picture, it shows, with a statement below it, that organics are more hazardous than commercially grown products, which is completely not true. And I haven't gotten to the bottom of which textbook and who's providing the
I was just going
textbook.
to say, who's funded that one?
I know the textbooks are up in the Thetford Middle School in Vermont. And it's a science book. And so far, that's all I know.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Why would organic be not as good as pesticide treated?
You can actually, there are organic chemicals which can be used to prevent insects from coming onto the vegetables. And if you eat those chemicals, they're technically just as dangerous as commercial pesticides. But what happens is they break down in the soil, whereas commercial pesticides do not and end up in the runoff water.
But-
So one of the bigger benefits of organic food is it's not leaving residue in the earth.
But I thought the whole idea behind organic was that it was not treated with anything. Am I wrong?
In many instances, it's not treated at all,
Right.
but with some problem crops, there are organic compounds which can be used on products that are called organic.
So how do you know? I mean,
Well, trust the growers. They get tested. They have to rotate their crops to manage pests. They go through a strict 3-year period of non-use of pesticides, turning the land over into being qualified for organics.
okay. Later when we go on to your stew, I want to talk about soybeans and those being treated and used, but let's go back to this.
Let's go back to this. So the idea of this being a fresh juice is most processed juice is pasteurized in the store, and that heat kills a lot of the nutrients. Not to mention how old the product is. So for example, if you're drinking orange juice, there's no telling how old the orange is from the time of being picked to being processed. And then it's pasteurized, and then it's weeks before it gets to the grocery store, and then it's dated a couple more weeks. So the older produce is, the more the nutrients are of no value.
Okay.
So by using fresh produce and fresh greens, this is much more nutritious. It's in its raw form, no pasteurization, and it's cheaper.
One question. Did we put the lemon in that?
We did not put a lemon, but I bet that'd be delicious.
Okay.
Let's do that, Sue. We can compare the two. What a great idea. I'm so glad we're working together today. And if you don't mind, maybe we can just put the whole lemon in, including the pits.
Adam, really?
Really, Sue.
Really?
Really.
This is my food processor. It's not your Vitamix. I don't know how it's going to handle.
We'll see what happens. The worst that can happen is just swallow a few pits. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this product called GSE, but it's the initials on a bottle of grapefruit seed extract you can find in the health food store, which is a wonderful cold remedy.
Uh-huh.
You can add it I like to add it to orange juice, freshly made orange juice, of course, or grapefruit juice, and you can't taste it. You only put 10 drops in, but it's great for most viral infections. I can say that, can't we? Of course, we're not prescribing anything, but I can say what works for me.
A disclaimer.
Disclaimer, yes.
Okay. Oh, you didn't want these?
Oh, I think this might be lemony enough, so
Okay.
let's see what happens. So are we going to sing a song while we turn this on?
No, unless you want to. Go ahead.
No. You may have to cut something up a little smaller. Let's just be patient.
What's that?
Let's just be patient. Can you still hear us talk? So it's loud enough. Okay.
Do you add water to that?
We will be adding water to that, so
Okay.
shall we add the water from the cilantro? We've got water here, Sue.
Oh, okay.
Although it might be safer to add this water afterwards. We'll find out in a minute. It's looking pretty good. Hopefully we can have members of our guest audience come up and try it. Oh, and it smells delicious. That's the perfect consistency.
And we had made this earlier, and it's separated a little bit, but we found just by stirring it up a little. It's okay, we can't hear you.
It doesn't quite have a spout. But doesn't that look delicious? It smells delicious. It's nutritious.
Oh, is it?
No, you're right.
That's very good.
I'd like to, yeah, I'm going to try the one with the lemon in first.
Oh, that's right, we missed that, didn't we? Can I try that with the lemon?
That's really good.
I like it very much, yeah.
It's better with the lemon.
Mmm,
Oh, I see what you're doing here.
taste test.
Lemon's good for you.
Try some out of that side.
Mmm.
Very good. Okay,
So
so
where are we?
it's fresh pineapple, cilantro, and lemon. Blended. It's really, really good. Okay. Thank you, Adam.
Now we'll be going on to the Peruvian quinoa stew. Thank you, Sue.
Okay. All right, Adam.
All right, Sue.
The next item up is,
Peruvian quinoa stew.
and I was not familiar with the ingredients in this, but everybody that I spoke to was. So that shows you where my knowledge of some things are. And could you talk about the ingredients?
Peruvian quinoa stew is something I bring whenever I go to a potluck. Everybody always loves it. It's meat and dairy free. It's got a lot of protein. The base ingredient is the quinoa.
And that's Quinoa. And what is that?
Quinoa is an ancient grain. It's a complex protein. So out of all the grains, it's got the most assimilable protein to our bodies. And the quinoa is right here. You can find it at better supermarkets, often in bulk, sometimes boxed, made by Ancient Harvest. I believe they're the only importer of the quinoa.
And when you were cooking that, it cooked up like rice.
It does. It
Okay.
expands. It's beautiful. It does come in 3 colors. The nutritional properties, I believe, are the same. It comes in black, red, or the white quinoa. And then in the quinoa stew, we've got onions, cloves, celery, carrots, bell pepper, zucchini, tomatoes, ideally fresh and organic, and some vegetable stock, which here I use the particular brand. I'm not necessarily promoting that brand, but it works. It's vegan by Rapunzel. And cumin, chili powder, and coriander are the flavorings, the delicious spices, and a little bit of oregano.
So what you did for that was you got out the pot,
I got out the pot, and I grilled up some onions and garlic. Then I added celery, carrots, and I continued to cook that for approximately 5 minutes, Sue. And then I added the remaining ingredients.
We're laughing because when I first met Greg, I had a girlfriend who was up for the weekend, and she came in laughing hysterically that Greg was measuring out water to boil pasta. And I was teasing Adam because he was very exact in his ingredients. But when I cook, it's like, okay, I'm going to put this in, put this in, put that in. Baking, I know, is a different thing, but I know you were very specific with your ingredients. And we're going to have the ingredients up on our website. If you go to vvsahs.org, and also Adam, you're going to put them up too?
Yes, on Yoga to Go, found in New Hampshire.
Okay, so basically the ingredients all went in the pot, and then when you finished, you put seitan on.
I did. There's many varieties of seitan. Seitan is a high-protein wheat substitute with the consistency of meat. It's got a delicious, chewy texture, and as long as you do not have wheat allergies, it is just perfect.
We have the most awesome seitan maker, Sheffield in Sheffield, Vermont, and Leo and his family make the seitan, and it is great. In fact, we get a case at a time. It comes in frozen blocks, so it almost looks like a London broil, and you can cube it, you can slice it. One way I love to do it is in olive oil with mustard and then grill it outside. It's really good. But anyway, so that's what that is. And this is
Non-dairy cheese. It's a topping. This comes in a variety of flavors, in either blocks or shredded. It's a company, Daya, which is one of the newer cheese alternatives,
Where did you find that?
at the Upper Valley Food Co-op in White River Junction. It's great for nachos. It tastes
That
just
is
like
really
cheddar,
good. It does.
and it's cruelty-free because it's animal-free.
That is really good.
Most people don't realize the dairy industry supports the meat industry.
You know, that's very true. Could you explain why?
Well, to retain the milk coming out of the cow, they need to be impregnated over and over again. And rather than that milk going to the calf,
Right.
the calves get stuck in a little container for 9 months, malnourished.
Well-
They're anemic, I believe. Yes, they're
They go
completely
for
right.
veal, right?
And they don't. We're not going to elaborate too much, are we? We want this to be a happy show.
You know, I think people need to understand that a friend of mine once said, who had gone vegetarian, that somebody approached him and said, well, but you eat cheese, right? And you support the veal industry. And he said, oh, I didn't think about it that way. So, you know, I think it's a matter of communication and planting seeds and passing along new ideas that might be out there but might not have fallen on your ears yet, so we need to consider. But anyway, that's what we hope to get out of these shows.
So,
Next food up.
dessert. I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to something sweet. So
Okay, I'm ready.
these are going to be delicious date and cocoa balls.
Okay. With coconut.
With coconut on the outside as well as on the inside.
And this takes less than 2 minutes to make once you have everything.
It is so fast.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it. Here we go. Is anybody out there timing this?
Fresh dates.
This is approximately 2 cups of dates, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder,
Oh, Adam, you're not
approximately
measuring it.
half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, approximately,
Oh, you rebel, you.
and a 1/4 cup of dried coconut. I'm only doing this because it's sort of a challenge from Sue. So we're going to see how close this came out to our original batter without measuring. And here we go. Less than 2 minutes, Sue said. So tell us, Sue, how delicious are these?
They're very good for you, right?
Yes, there's all sorts of nutritional dates.
Okay.
There's health benefits with fresh cocoa. Would you like me to speak up out there? Can you hear me, audience? Is this better? Yeah, speak a little bit. I did not put those chia seeds in yet, Sue, so let's do that right now.
Okay.
For added nutrition,
And chia seeds are the same seeds that you grow on the chia pet?
yes.
I didn't know that you could eat that. Little.
And because I'm adding the chia seeds, we're going to add a little more vanilla extract.
And that's pure vanilla extract?
That is pure.
Okay.
Nothing but the best. Here we go, Sue.
And you want it to be the consistency that it finishes. Okay.
you can tell, seeing it being processed in the food processor, it'll start clumping and balling up. And the recipe, which is Googleable, just under date, cocoa ball, it says smooth. But looking inside as it turns round and round, you can see it turn into balls. Not the finished product bars, but so close. We're one taste away. Here we go, Sue. I think that might have been less than 2 minutes. Does that look good?
All right. So, and then the next step, it smells just like
smells
chocolate.
better than the
Smells
ones
really
before.
good. Okay, so you want to fold it, roll it in a ball. Wet your hands. Roll it in the coconut. And it's done.
Wow, that smells good, Sue.
And so the ingredients in this: dates, chia seeds, vanilla extract,
And cocoa.
and cocoa. Now, what type of cocoa?
Unprocessed, you can find at any of your local food cooperatives and some of your better supermarkets.
Okay. And
Great holiday treat.
complete. And that's how easy it was to make. And it's really, really good. Okay.
Beautiful.
Adam, thank you.
This has been fun.
You got to come back again.
I will. I look forward
You
to
should
it.
have a following. Thank you so much. And again, thank you very much for watching For the Animals.
At dusk, there came a turning. There was a moment when all was known. You could feel beauty rising on the breeze that shapes the stone. And I would ride upon the breeze that shapes the stone, across the sky and beyond, to that place where all is known. When I could fly, when I could fly down that road.